released a brand new commercial featuring Caitlyn Clark and her new Kobe shoe that she released today. And I saw this commercial yesterday on social media. I thought it was so cool. There's a shot when she's in the locker room and she opens her eye and it like turns into what looks like a snake eye, but when you zoom in, it's actually the Kobe logo.
Nike just dropped the kind of plot twist that belongs in a season finale, and AJA Wilson is fuming. After years of shoveling millions into her brand while Caitlyn Clark turned every dribble, pass, and half-court glance into viral gold, the swoosh finally woke up and sniffed the reality check.
Nike finally delivers Caitlyn Clark PE. Is this the first Caitlyn Clark exclusive Nike commercial since she's entered the WNBA? I know she's made a cameo here, she's made a cameo there, she was featured as part of this rollout here, featured as part of this rollout there, but is this our first official Caitlyn Clark solo commercial since she has joined the WNBA?
Nike just betting on the kind of plot twist that belongs in a season finale, and AJA Wilson is fuming. After years of shoveling millions into her brand while Caitlyn Clark turned every dribble, pass, and half-court glance into viral gold, the swoosh finally woke up and sniffed the reality check.
Caitlyn Clark and Nike are officially dropping Caitlyn Clark's Indiana Fever player-exclusive Kobe 5s in just a couple weeks. So this shoe was first seen being worn by Caitlyn and was thought to be a colorway made just for her up until just a couple days ago, where Nike's official images of the shoes got leaked and the announcement was made saying that everyone will now have a chance to wear her.
Let's talk cold, hard numbers, because math doesn't bend for bruised egos. AJA Wilson's Nike A1S? Yeah, they sold out in 5 minutes back in May. Sounds legendary, until you realize it was a tiny release built on artificial scarcity. A marketing trick. Now stack that against Caitlyn Clark's Kobe collab, 13,000 pairs gone in minutes. Not a staged 5-minute sellout. Real demand. Real fans. Real receipts.
Oh, I don't think I'd be in the wrong to say Caitlyn Clark's Kobe is the sneaker of the week, and everyone's focus is mostly on this one. If you really wanted that shoe, I hope you put your footwork in, because there's supposedly only 13,000 pairs on Sneakers App tomorrow. Combine that with a really high resale value, I expect this shoe to be a relatively difficult call. But my hope seriously is that with Caitlyn Clark's sneaker coming out, that this sets a precedent and we might see other exclusive player edition Kobe's drop for the public.
The Nike web didn't just lag, it waved the white flag against the Caitlyn Clark army. Within hours, resale prices exploded, jumping from $350 to $600 on the secondary market. When Clark's gear drops, it's not a release, it's a riot. Her merch doesn't just sell out, it triggers a feeding frenzy that makes Black Friday look like a lazy Saturday yard sale.
Look, these things is some fire. I'm telling you, where there's smoke, there is fire, and these things is hitting so hard. And who got a bot? Who a shoe plug? Because I need 2 pairs. I need one for the sneaker wall, and I need one for my feet, because these things is hitting right here, and no, I don't want to pay $600 on Go.
But here's where things get extra spicy. Nike poured 2 full years into crafting AJA Wilson's signature line, rolling out the royal carpet. She got the princess package, custom logos, design veto power, the whole 9 yards. They even let her lace the shoes with personal flourishes, Celtic symbols for her parents, her grandmother's quotes etched in, every detail carefully woven in until the sneakers felt more like a family scrapbook with soles than a performance shoe.
I lost all respect for AJ Wilson. I don't want to hear her opinions. I don't care what she has to say from this point on. When you keep a Nike deal 2 years in secret while you're spewing all that crazy stuff about Caitlyn Clark in the Time magazine, read it. Read what she said in the Time magazine. Yet you had a Nike deal the whole entire time.
Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark is still waiting on her true signature shoe, lacing up in Kobe hammerdowns that outsell AJA Wilson's custom-crafted masterpieces by margins big enough to make a mathematician cry. Nike gave Wilson the full dream package, every request granted, every detail tailored, and yet Clark's so-called leftovers are pulling more hype, more sales, and more cultural weight than Wilson's carefully curated brand statements ever could.
So it's finally here. Caitlyn Clark sneakers from Nike is finally dropping. She was signed to them last year, and the sneakers is a year late in my opinion, but nonetheless I'm excited because these sneakers is finally coming out. But what does annoy me a little bit is that this is a collaboration with Kobe, Now, Kobe, respect to Kobe, the legend, rest in peace, great basketball player. But in my opinion, Caitlyn Clark is a big enough star and she's creating her own legacy. So I feel like, at least for her first sneaker, it shouldn't be a collaboration with any other player, dead or alive, in my opinion. I feel like Caitlyn should have, for her first shoe, had her own original design just for her, no collaboration.
If you're vibing with this, hit that subscribe, because now it's time to address the elephant in the room, AJA Wilson's me first mentality. She's been running a non-stop campaign for attention like she's up for president of basketball. Signature shoe? Check. Custom logo that's supposed to spark deep conversations? Translation: no one actually knows what it means. Big budget Nike ad directed by Malia Obama? Yep, she got that too. And yet, she still acts like the world owes her a standing ovation. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark just laces up, hoops, and accidentally becomes the most bankable star Nike's had since Michael Jordan. Wilson is out here demanding respect, while Clark's out here earning it, crashing websites, selling out merch, and packing arenas without even breaking a sweat.
And all this was done while the shoe's being developed, while the collection's being done. To demonize Caitlyn Clark and try to label her as a privileged white girl that's getting all the privileges, even though she earned everything she got. This ain't about color. This is about good and bad. And I honestly find this a little evil. I find this evil. This is beyond bad, because you had the ability to speak up and say, hey, everybody, relax. Don't get on Caitlyn Clark. She got a shoe deal. That's cool. I got one too. Mine's taking a little bit, but it's going to come out. Just be patient. She could have came out and said that, but she didn't.
The funniest part?
Nike really tried to make it happen. They handed AJA Wilson a $20 plus million extension, built full-blown campaigns around her diamond in the rough image, and pushed her story harder than a car salesman chasing commission. But you can't engineer what Caitlyn Clark does effortlessly. She signs her 8-year, $28 million deal and instantly becomes Nike's crown jewel. No gimmicks, no narrative scaffolding required. Every time Clark steps on the floor in Nike gear, it's basically a multi-million-dollar ad spot they didn't even have to pay for. Wilson needs production crews, scripts, and story arcs. Clark? She just has to exist.
Nike did not fumble Caitlyn Clark. It takes years and years of research and development and building and designing and trialing and erroring to build a custom shoe line. Caitlyn Clark has played in only Kobe 5s and Kobe 6s almost exclusively for like the last 3 or 4 years. If they are building a shoe for Caitlyn Clark, that Caitlyn Clark is going to wear, that she's going to sell, that she's going to give away to her teammates, to her fans, to whomever, it has to be as good as, if not better, than the Kobe 5 or 6. And there's new Kobe variants out and she doesn't wear them. She signed a $28 million 10-year contract with Nike. Year 2. We're in year 2 of that. The shoes are coming. They have to design them. It takes several years for this to happen. We're not just doing a colorway like Paige Becker's did.
Let's talk about numbers ripped through the narrative like a buzzer beater 3, market impact. Caitlyn Clark didn't just move the needle, she snapped it clean off. She generated an estimated $82.5 million in economic impact for Iowa alone. One player. One state. Zero exaggeration. That's cultural phenomenon territory, not just sports. Meanwhile, Nike execs are probably waking up in cold sweats realizing they had the female Michael Jordan sitting in their lap while they were too busy trying to make AJA Wilson happen, like she was some kind of basketball version of Fetch from Mean Girls. The writing was glowing neon from day one, but Nike was too wrapped up in checking boxes on their social justice scorecard to read it. It took a former Nike basketball marketing director, Jordan Rogers, publicly dragging his old company for fumbling the Caitlyn Clark bag to even shake them awake. A literal insider had to shame them into seeing what fans and analysts had been screaming for months. Clark was the golden goose, while Nike was busy force-feeding the public a different storyline. The result? Nike stock tanked to a 5-year low, right as they were doubling down on Wilson instead of embracing the real face of women's basketball.